Welcome back, Maverick Traders, to your Psychology Corner, and today we talk about envy. As always, make sure that you put these things into your trading plans. So, envy is one of the 7 deadly sins. In terms of envy, I think this, as opposed to greed, I kind of look at, again, I don't love the term greed as to why I'm buying, but I think that people that go in as kind of a, hey, I'm going to try to squeeze out as much as I can. I try to stick with my positions as long as I can. Some could call that greedy. You've heard the term, you know, pigs make money, but hogs get slaughtered. It's kind of like you've got to be piggish about trying to make money. You got to try to make what you deserve and what you earned. But envy is an entirely different thing. Envy is just making decisions based on, you know, what others are doing and the actions of others. And that, I think, can get you into a lot of trouble. So envy is shifting focus away from yourself onto other people. This leads to an obsession with, well, how much are they making? And, it really clouds your judgment because, look, at the end of the day, everyone here within the sound of my voice, there's somebody that's doing better than you and there's someone that's doing worse. I guarantee it, right? No matter how well I do, there's always somebody that makes more money than me. There's always somebody that shoots a basketball better than me. I guess maybe, for some people they truly are the best at what they do. I've never been that, okay? But I'm also not the worst, right? So envy just gets you into a lot of trouble. This is, if there was one reason, one driving force behind why bubbles are formed, it's got to come back to envy. I mean, that is the driving force. And as Warren Buffett said, he talks about the guy next door who they know is dumber than they are is getting rich and they aren't. That is a big driving force, and that is envy in the purest form. When you start making decisions, it's kind of like you're making decisions financially to try to appear a certain way, to try to put on a certain appearance, or because you're envious of others and oh, they have that and I want to have that. I mean, I guess used car salesmen probably love it because there's probably been more upgrades to cars and whatnot, and people constantly changing out their cars. Maybe it's not just envy, but it certainly seems that there's some of that psychologically happening. Because if you look at the studies and the data behind how people leverage themselves to buy vehicles, a lot of people can afford it. There's a lot of people that cannot, right? And if you're one of those that's just leveraging everything for that, there's probably some aspect to this. So envy is a driving force behind bubbles. Think about every bubble that's ever formed, and envy was probably the single largest reason. Go read about the tulip bubble from hundreds of years ago. People essentially paying more than what their houses were worth for some little flower. Why? Because everyone else was doing it, and everyone was seemingly that got involved was making money, and so that enviousness, that was a driving force. How about the technology bubble? Guess what? In the late 90s, um, the, the tech bubble, so many people got into day trading and trying to profit from tech because all the headlines were, hey, this tech stock boomed and these people were getting wealthy. And everybody that got involved was starting to make wealth. And people were envious, make no mistake. And that's why the NASDAQ lost over 80% of its value. The only way a market will lose 80+% of its value is because there was massive envy that drove it to unsustainable prices. What about the housing boom? In the mid 2000s, it seemed like everybody I talked to was investing or working in real estate or buying another property with an interest only, no doc loan, and so on and so forth. You think there was envy there as people saw others making money? How about stocks? How about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency? Do people really understand the blockchain and they understand this and that? Or is it these people are making money and I don't want them to make money without me? There's a certain envy. So be aware of why people are doing things. if you can identify these, look, there's opportunity. There's profitability there. Focus on what you can control and the risks that you can manage. Learning to avoid envy will just help you financially throughout your life. So, hope you've enjoyed this class on envy and the others that we've taught in the psychology corner. Just keep putting these things into your trading plan if anything strikes a chord, and we'll go from there. Thanks again, everyone. We'll see you next time.